Kunja Vihari. Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari. Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari. Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari. Shodanandana Brajojana Ranjana. Shodanandana Brajojana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari. Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari. Yashodanandana Brajojana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajojana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajojana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajojana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Gaur Premanande. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 21, Text 42. Text 42. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nashta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 21, Text 42. Yat Brahma Nityam Virajam Sanatanam Shraddha Tapaha Mangala Mauna Samyamai Samadhina Bibrati Ha Artha Drishtaye Yatra Idam Adarshe Iva Avabhasate Yad Brahma Nityam Virajam Sanatanam Shraddha Tapomangala Mauna Samyame Samadhina Biprati Harta Drishtaye Yatre Damadrisha Iva Vabhashate Yad Brahma Nityam Virajam Sanatanam Shraddha Tapomangala Mauna Samyame Samadhina Biprati Harta Drishtaye Yatre Damadrisha Iva Vabhasate Yad Brahma Nityam Virajam Sanatanam Shraddha Tapomangala Mauna Samyame Samadhina Bibrati Harta Drishtaye Yatre Damadarsha Iva Vabhasate Yad Brahma Nityam Virajam Sanatanam Shraddha Tapamangala Mauna Samyame Samadhina Bibrati Harta Drishtaye Yatre Damadarsha Iva Vabhasate Yad Brahma Nityam Virajam Sanatanam Shraddha Tapomangala Mauna Samyame Samadhina Biprati Harta Drishtaye Yatre Damadarsha Iva Vabhasate Yad Brahma Nityam Virajam Sanatanam Shraddha Tapomangala Mauna Samyame Samadhina Biprati Harta Drishtaye Yatre Damadarsha Iva Vabhasate. Mothers? Yad Brahma Nityam Virajam Sanatanam Saddha Tapomangala Mauna Samyame Samadhina Bibrati Harta Drishtaye Yatre Damadarsha Iva Vabhasate Yet that which Brahma, the Brahminical culture, Nityam, eternally, Virajam, without contamination, Sanatanam, without beginning, Shraddha, faith, Tapaha, austerity, Mangala, auspicious, Mauna, silence, Samyame, controlling the mind and senses, Samadhina, with full concentration, Biprati, illuminates, Ha, as he did it, Artha, real purpose of the Vedas, Drishtaye, for the purpose of finding out, Yatra, wherein, Idam, all this, Adarshe, in a mirror, Iva, like, Avabhasate, manifest. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. In Brahminical culture, a Brahmana's transcendental position is eternally maintained because the injunctions of the Vedas are accepted with faith, austerity, scriptural conclusions, full sense and mind control and meditation. In this way, the real goal of life is illuminated just as one's face is fully reflected in a clear mirror. Please repeat. In Brahminical culture, a Brahmana's transcendental position is eternally maintained because the injunctions of the Vedas are accepted with faith, austerity, scriptural conclusions, full sense and mind control and meditation. In this way, the real goal of life is illuminated just as one's face is fully reflected in a clear mirror. Purport: since it is described in the previous verse that feeding a living Brahmana is more effective than offering oblations in a fire sacrifice, in this verse it is now clearly described what Brahmanism is and who a Brahmana is. In the age of Kali, taking advantage of the fact that by feeding a Brahmana, one obtains a more effective result than by performing sacrifices, a class of men with no Brahminical qualifications claim the eating privilege known as Brahmana Bhojana, simply on the basis of their birth in Brahmana families. In order to distinguish this class of men from the real Brahmanas, Maharaj Prithu is giving an exact description of a Brahmana and Brahminical culture. One should not take advantage of his position simply to live like a fire without light. A Brahmana must be fully conversant with the Vedic conclusion, which is described in Bhagavad Gita, Vedescha sarvirrameva vidyaha. The Vedic conclusion, the ultimate understanding or Vedanta understanding, is knowledge of Krishna. Actually, that is a fact, because simply by understanding Krishna as he is, as described in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo vetitattvataha one becomes a perfect Brahmana. The Brahmana who knows Krishna perfectly well is always in a transcendental position. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 14:26. Mam chayo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samadhityaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who engages in full devotional service and who does not fall down in any circumstance at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. Therefore, a devotee of Lord Krishna is actually a perfect Brahmana. His situation is transcendental, for he is free from the 4 defects of conditional life, which are the tendencies to commit mistakes, to be illusioned, to cheat, and to possess imperfect senses. A perfect Vaishnava or Krishna conscious person is always in this transcendental position because he speaks according to Krishna and is representative. Because Vaishnavas speak exactly according to the tune of Krishna, whatever they say is free from these 4 defects. For example, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that everyone should always think of him, everyone should become his devotee, offer him obeisances and worship him, and ultimately everyone should surrender unto him. These devotional activities are transcendental and free from mistakes, illusion, cheating, and imperfection. Therefore, anyone who is a sincere devotee of Lord Krishna and who preaches this cult, speaking only on the basis of Krishna's instructions, is understood to be Virajam, or free from the defects of material contamination. A genuine Brahmana or Vaishnava therefore depends eternally on the conclusion of the Vedas or Vedic versions presented by the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. Only from Vedic knowledge can we understand the actual position of the Absolute Truth, who, as described in Srimad Bhagavatam, is manifested in 3 features, namely the impersonal Brahman, localized Paramatma, and at last the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This knowledge is perfect from time immemorial, and the Brahminical or Vaishnava culture depends on this principle eternally. One should therefore study the Vedas with faith, not only for one's personal knowledge, but for the sake of spreading this knowledge and these activities through real faith in the words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the Vedas. We have a water. The word Mangala, auspicious, in this verse is very significant. Srila Sridhara Swami quotes that to do what is good and to reject what is not good is called Mangala or auspicious. To do what is good means to accept everything favorable to the discharge of devotional service. And to reject what is not good means to reject everything not favorable for discharging devotional service. In our Krishna consciousness movement, we accept this principle by rejecting 4 prohibited items, namely illicit sex life, intoxication, gambling, and flesh eating, and accepting the daily chanting of at least 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and daily meditating 3 times a day by chanting the Gayatri Mantra. In this way, one can keep his Brahminical culture and spiritual strength intact. By following these principles of devotional service strictly, chanting 24 hours a day the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One makes positive progress in spiritual life and ultimately becomes completely fit to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. Because the ultimate goal of studying or understanding the Vedic knowledge is to find Krishna. One who follows the Vedic principles as described above can, from the very beginning, see all the features of Lord Krishna, the absolute truth, very distinctly, as one can see one's own face completely reflected in a clear mirror. The conclusion is therefore that a Brahmana does not become a Brahmana simply because he is a living entity or is born in a Brahmana family. He must possess all the qualities mentioned in the Shastras and practice Brahminical principles in his life. Thus, he ultimately becomes a fully Krishna conscious person and can understand what Krishna is. How a devotee continuously sees Krishna face to face within his heart is described in the Brahma Samhita 538 as follows. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santas Sadaiva Sheshu Vilokayanti Yang Shama Shundram Achinta Rasarupam Tamaham Bhajami. The devotee, by development of pure love for Krishna, constantly sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known as Shamashundar, within his heart. That is the perfectional stage of Brahminical culture. Magyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Nama Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Vando Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay.
Hare Krishna. So we are very, very fortunate today to have Association of His Grace Simheswar Prabhu with us. So Prabhuji is very, very senior devotee. Just want to give a short introduction, although it can be very long also. So Prabhuji is practicing spiritual life for more than 4 decades. It was way back in 1984 where His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj gave initiation to Prabhuji. And since then on, he has rendered so many services in ISKCON, especially in Malaysia and Kuala Lumpur. So currently also, Prabhuji is leading a farm project in Kuala Lumpur, which is also supported by government there, and preaching extensively there, traveling, and not only serving like this. Way back in 1990s, 2000, Prabhuji has got a lot of association of Maharaj himself, and has been traveling and preaching and serving personally in Southeast Asia. So Mahavara was telling that when he joined the temple in 1990s, that time Prabhuji was temple president of ISKCON Malaysia. And it was Simheswar Prabhu who was training that time, all the devotees. And even Mahavara Prabhu is personally trained by Simheswar Prabhu. Even Mahavara Prabhu was very, very grateful. He was saying that it is Prabhuji's hand for him to get service of Jayapataka Maharaj and the way he is serving. So we are very, very grateful that we have Association of Simheswar Prabhu. So let us once again welcome him to our ISKCON Shishadi Puram and welcome all the devotees by one time chanting Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Yat Brahma Nityam Virajam Sanatanam Shraddhatapo Mangalamona Samyame Samadhina Vipratihartha Drishtaye Yatedam Adarsha Ivava Bhashate. In the Brahminical culture, a Brahmana's transcendental position is eternally maintained because the injunctions of the Vedas are accepted with faith, austerity, scriptural conclusions, full sense and mind control and meditation. In this way, the real goal of life is illuminated just as one's face is fully reflected in a clear mirror. Hare Krishna. So thank you all so much. I came here as a patient. Not that I'm a very patient person, but I came here as a patient. So this temple is both a temple and a hospital for me. So I'd like to thank Abhishek, Prashant, Prabhu, and the others who helped me to care for my body and spirit. It's only when you're sick you know how it is difficult to move your body. We take it for granted that we can move our body easily. Once you're sick, you're like practically frozen. Only your head is working, and that is also spinning with headache. So everything is like, colossal damage is there. And when we are in such a condition, then you need external help. You're very lucky when you get the devotees' help. Because you get some other external help, you don't know what it goes. They just throw you here and there. So I'm very fortunate I got the help of devotees here to care for my health, and I think I came out of it yesterday, and still feeling a little weak, but what can you expect at 65 years old? It's not, don't expect too much. Actually, you should expect to die, not expect to live. These are all called bonus times. We get a lot of bonus. So now we are getting bonus extended time to live. So this is like a reminder. It is also a bonus in the term that a reminder that this body is a lump of, ignorance, and scientifically speaking, it is meant to suffer more than to enjoy. If you take any part of your body, your eyes or your nose or your ears, if you one eye you give very good pleasure, the best pleasure you like, or one arm, get a good massage, and the other arm you inflict a little pain, not much. Pour some acid in your. So which will you respond to? The pain. Whatever best pleasure you're getting here, just a little bit hydrochloric acid, and immediately you respond to pain. So the idea to enjoy this body, so we know it's meant for suffering. The body is meant. You take the eyes, your nose, your ears, anything, you can do this experiment. They'll all be the same. It's all be the same. So we are lucky we can actually enjoy in Krishna consciousness, to dance, to see the Lord, to hear the kirtan, to smell the flowers, take prasadam. So we can still enjoy. We can still enjoy in Krishna consciousness. So the intelligent man, he takes that, makes a decision in his life. So, but one has to be intelligent to do that actually. It's not easy to make such a decision also, isn't it? Still the tendency to draw the sense to the pleasure, so-called pleasure is there, even though we understand that actually the body is meant for pain. But still, the forgetfulness is there, the ignorance, avidya is there, that it drags us into such conditions. So here we have Srimad Bhagavatam. So I like to thank you all again for taking care of me. And nice association, nice prasadam. I enjoyed the prasadam last 2 days. I came out of my disease. The other days was didn't have the appetite. So Prithu Maharaj, we can see in this, we are having in our Sanatana Dharma especially an incarnation for agriculture. Prithu Maharaj, for effective management of the earth planet, agriculture, who came to resolve the issues. So there are different incarnations. So it is important about this agriculture and cow protection that Maharaj Prithu, he was ready that the earth planet was completely poisoned. And it is currently it is also going on. But even before it is going on now, 2024, 2020, whatever, before this is already given in the Satya Yoga that the earth planet is also poisoned during that time. And she didn't like it either. So how can she like it now? At that time she didn't like this. She didn't like it at all. And she withdrew giving anything. Withdrew. Held back. So we can think now, how come now she is giving? That time why she withdrew, not giving anything until it took an incarnation of the Lord to come and take up his sword and to threaten her and say, if you don't give, then I can kill you. And she negotiated, and of course, eventually she started giving. How is it possible now she is giving? So, now, so we are all Kali Yuga, this is us. We are satisfied with what we get. That which is not pure. In other words, we are getting vegetables, we are getting fruits, we are getting water, we are getting everything. We think this is all real. But actually all these things is not the standard. It is not really patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhakti prayachati. Krishna is saying, if you offer me with love a fruit, a water, leaf, flower, I accept it. Now how many of us are offering this to Krishna? How many temples are offering? How many houses are offering? He says a flower, a fruit. I'm offering a kilo. I'm offering 10 kilos. But is this real fruit, flower, or leaf? It is simply chemicals. And Krishna is saying, you offer it to me with love. So in bhakti, we are offering Krishna these poisons. I love you, Krishna, and please take this poison. There is no standard at all to offer Krishna, neither it is standard to offer Vaishnava, a gentleman, or to anyone. That is the condition we are in now. That because of not following the system as given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Without a system, and we created our own system, and therefore everything is compromised, from our eating, our sleeping, that we simply cannot offer Krishna one leaf or one flower which is free from these chemicals. It looks very nice. Even offering of the incense sometimes, you're offering Krishna, but it's full of poisonous gas. Very fragrant, but it is poisonous. So, Srila Prabhupada, he wanted Prithu Maharaj, the incarnation of agriculture, is there. And the Brahmana's duty is to offer everything. Nice things for Krishna. We always like to offer Krishna the pure, clean, and nice things. So, Srila Prabhupada also wanted that. He said, don't offer these nasty things. He referred to the modern chemicals. Letter to Yashodanandana Prabhu. He said, these things cannot be offered. So he wanted a society that lives on land, cows, and then you can get very good produce. And please Krishna. Srila Prabhupada wanted this very much. And he didn't have time. Time was not in his hands. But we have time. All of us, we've got time. So such a practical way of life is needed in our society, very much by which we practice. I think goal number 7, if I'm not mistaken, or it's 6, says lead a simple, natural way of life. You know, natural way of life. Srila Prabhupada wanted that, and we haven't experienced this because of the Kali Yuga thing. We haven't experienced what it is actually to live naturally, to live simply, you know, to live in such. But Krishna wants it. The spiritual world is full of Goloka. This is a location. Put the location. If you remove Go, is only location. Don't know where you will go. But if you put Goloka, then you will know. You go there, you'll see a lot of cows. And that location, you're in the right place. Goloka. And in that place, of course, we are all aiming for that place. And there is the through our practice of Krishna consciousness, so Prabhupada also was very practical. He taught philosophy, and then he was also very practical. He wanted things done properly. He wanted things done properly. So if we can practice these principles, of course the Brahmanical culture, to understand the Vedic principles, scriptural conclusions, we need to have faith, austerity, scriptural conclusion, full sense and mind control, and meditation. So therefore it is needed, the Brahmanical society is said that with that you can understand the Vedic conclusion. So that means one has to have these Brahmanical qualities. The devotee of the Lord, he has these qualities. Automatically it is mentioned. That devotee of the Lord who can serve the Supreme Lord, he is the Vaishnava. Among the Brahmins it is mentioned, Brahmanam Sahasrebhya. Among the Brahmanas, thousands of Brahmanas, that Brahmana who can do the yajna is very exalted. Then it says, among those Brahmanas who can do the yajnas very nicely, the one who understands the Vedic scriptures is exalted. Then among those who understand the Vedic scriptures, the Vaishnava is very exalted, most exalted. Then there is still further, among the Vaishnavas, the one devotee of the Lord who serves the Supreme Lord, he is most exalted. Ekanti eko vishishyate. So to do that service to Krishna, that is very exalted. So it goes into those gradations. Therefore the Vaishnava, the devotee, is expected to have all the previous, the Brahmanical mystical qualities, all the Vedic scriptures, then knowing everything. So that's he is very exalted. So that devotee of the Lord is very much needed, because such one personality, by his example, he can convert so many devotees. He can convert so many people just by his personal example. The devotee he can inspire many devotees. One who engages in full devotional service and who does not fall down in any circumstance, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. So therefore, a devotee of Lord Krishna is actually a perfect Brahmana. His situation is transcendental, for he is free from the four defects of conditional life, which are the tendencies to commit mistakes, to be illusion, to cheat, and to possess imperfect senses. Any one of this is difficult already. What to speak of all four? Any one of this. To commit mistakes. We're always committing mistakes. To be illusioned. Every second, practically speaking, newer and newer things are coming to put us in illusion. Which seemingly look very real and very convincing. And it's also very close to us. Very close to us. And these things are so powerful. We take it for granted. The energy of the Lord is very powerful. This material energy is so powerful. You think it's going to end. After this creation happens, now you think that this is ending. There cannot be anything more than a mobile phone after this. But there will be something coming up, I'm sure. Some intelligent person may come up with something that is even more attractive than the mobile phone. To cheat and to possess imperfect senses. So the devotee is trained to be free from these things. A perfect Vaishnava or Krishna conscious person is always in this transcendental position because he speaks according to Krishna and his representative. Because Vaishnavas speak exactly according to the tune of Krishna, whatever they say is free from the four defects. For example, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that everyone should always think of him, everyone should become his devotee, offer him obeisances and worship him, and ultimately everyone should surrender to him. We keep practicing and practicing and practicing and practicing and practicing and continuously practicing to try and become a devotee. I'm sure everyone here accepts that he hasn't come to the point where he doesn't have to practice anymore. He has achieved this. He has achieved free from four defects. He has achieved pure devotional service. He doesn't have to pay obeisance anymore. I don't think any one of us can say this. The more we do, the more we know that we don't know. The more we do, the more we know that we don't know. And then the more we see from the other devotee, and we learn, oh, look at that, the devotee is doing it so nicely. So we can learn from the devotee. So it's constant practice, constant service to Krishna, So a genuine Brahmana or Vaishnava therefore depends eternally on the conclusion of the Vedas, Vedic version presented by the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. Only from the Vedic knowledge can we understand the actual position of the Absolute Truth, who, as described in Srimad Bhagavatam, is manifested in three features. So these things are there. People, we can see, they are speaking so much in many religions, Christianity or Muslim, very learned, scholarly like. They are speaking and quoting verses and all that. But they know these three aspects of the Lord, either in part or in full, and simply parroting. But the devotees know how they don't know. They don't know all these things. They can only study Srila Prabhupada's books and practice it. And Krishna is, by Krishna's mercy, by the Guru's mercy, then one can get this knowledge. And do what is favorable in devotional service. Even that is also very difficult to sometimes. What is favorable, what is not favorable. That is also difficult sometimes. In our pursuit in Krishna consciousness, Yukta Vairagya principle, we tend to use everything and you can make it very favorable. Whether it is right, whether it is needed, whether who qualifies to do that, these are all questions. Like sometimes the Brahmanas, they don't touch it at all, touch certain things. But we as devotees, we engage these things in the service of Krishna. We engage these things, whatever we can get. And the principle of engaging itself is not so easy. The principle of engaging whatever we have, whatever we see, only an expert, Acharya, he has taught us how we can engage such things in the service of Krishna. It is a very difficult science actually to engage something in the service of Krishna. Starting from possessing it, taking it, and then to offer it to Krishna. In between we can get sidetracked. In between we can think it belongs to me. In between we can, So it is a very delicate, Krishna consciousness is delicate. And Prabhupada is saying there, is chanting 24 hours a day, Maha Mantra. So how do we understand this 24 hours a day? By following these principles of devotional service strictly, chanting 24 hours a day the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. One makes positive progress in spiritual life and ultimately becomes completely fit to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. So how are we going to chant 24 hours a day? Our standard is 2 hours, 3 hours. We got another 21 hours in a day. So if you say 24 hours in a day, what does that mean? The next day is also 24. If you say 24 hours in a day, then what is the next day? It is also 24. So that is eternal. Automatically, there's no life after that for us. It is simply chanting and chanting and chanting and chanting. 24 hours in a day, next day is also 24 hours. Cannot be 23, 24. So it's eternal, continuously chanting. So by doing that, one makes positive progress in spiritual life and ultimately becomes completely fit to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's very logical, of course. If we can do 24 hours a day, you're definitely going to see Krishna. Who else you will see? Who else are you going to see if you don't chant 24 hours a day? You'll surely see Krishna. So that is the formula. This formula is given to us. You want to see Krishna? You want to see Krishna? So chant 24 hours a day. That is the formula. So keep chanting. So we all want to see Krishna face to face, right? We want to see Krishna. If we don't chant this 24 hours a day, how to see Krishna then? That 20 minutes maybe you don't chant Krishna, 23 hours, 40 minutes. That 20 minutes is good enough for us not to see Krishna. It's good enough for us to get sidetracked, isn't it? Like a man who falls in love with a girl, or a girl who all day is thinking, isn't it? So much. Or somebody even falls in love with their job. When one has just finished his graduation and he gets a new job. This is a whole day he's thinking of his job. He's very excited. I have to get this done. He gets completely engrossed in it. He gets so much happiness when he does it properly. And his boss comes and gives him a pat. You're doing very well. And all that. So all these things, his whole day he's thinking like that, you know. It is there. Even in this practice, one gets so much happiness like this. So why for Krishna it should be 23 hours, 22 hours? No, it should be 24 hours a day. And then the next day again, 24 hours. And the next day again, 24 hours. So in this way, then we can see Krishna face to face. Then we can see, like it says, Premanjana Charita Bhakti Vilochanena Santas Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokaya Yang Shama Shundram Achinta Gunaswarupam Govindama. So for us, we don't, the devotees, they don't, not the super soul, they see who? They see Krishna, Shama Shundra Krishna in the heart. For the devotees is not that the four-handed form, it's the two-handed form that he sees in the heart, Shama Shundara. But one has to become a devotee, then he can see that two-handed form in the heart. He's guided by that. So, we have 4 decades, somebody said I'm practicing. We need practice 10 decades. Continue, keep going on and going on. No, the 4 decades is nothing actually. It's 40 years passes without, it's not difficult to pass 40 years in this world. Just eat and sleep. 40 years will pass very fast. Eat and sleep, eat and sleep, eat and sleep, eat and sleep. Before I joined the movement, I was feeling very guilty every day. I used to go to work, come, and when the night sets in, I become very guilty. What is this? I'm going, I'm coming. What did I do today? I made some transformers in the factory. But nothing, it felt guilty. I didn't do anything. Next day, same thing. I felt guilty that night again. So guilty. What did I do 24 hours? Nothing. It was torturing me. Every day it was torturing me. That I'm just wasting my life. every day the same thing, going to work and coming and doing some, electrical transformers and coming. But that never made me happy. And what I didn't do, and that never made, and that is what I was trying to find out. What is it that is not making me happy? You know. Finally, of course, I got transformed. Working in this transformer company, I got transformed to be a devotee, and I was lucky by the devotees' mercy that there was some transformation. So like that, we carrying on, and more we practice, we see that this material world, and Prithu Maharaj came to make it very nice for us, flatten the earth, This is how the chemicals were given to the agriculture. The chemicals are on the hills. When it rains, the water touches it and it comes and it given to for agriculture. And Prithu Maharaj, when he saw that there was no agriculture, he could have very easily started a company, ICI, Imperial Chemicals, NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and make the fertilizers. He could have easily done that. He could have even easily done organic fertilizers, big factory. That also he didn't. So even organic fertilizing wasn't his standard. His standard was Mother Earth should give. You should give, he told her. You should give. You should provide. Nowadays our solution is, I'll start. Tons and tons of all these chemical fertilizers are coming in. But Prithu Maharaj didn't. He was telling, no, you should provide. So she has to provide. So then she understood finally, of course, you're right, yes, King. That is agriculture. Natural agriculture by which Mother Earth provides. And then you got this growth coming from. And that produce is what is actually should be offered to Krishna. That you inspire Mother Earth to give. That is because she has to do her function. Because we are not goal-oriented, we are process-oriented. Means our system, the Western is goal-oriented. You do whatever it takes to get a goal, but actually that is not, what is the goal? It's poison. The Vedic system is you do everything nicely, process. The process is very nice. So you will get the good product, you will get the actual product. So Prithu was like that. Prithu Maharaj came and he wanted Earth to cooperate. And then Earth said, okay. She said, you come, bring all the calves for different. Prithu said, I even have to feed the snakes. I even have to feed all this, everybody, not just because he's a king. Everybody should be given. So Mother Earth, you should produce. So it's a system of agriculture. This is a system. So in the olden Indian temples, you can see every temple had a farm, to provide for the temple. Srila Prabhupada also wanted that. He said every temple should have a farm, and associated with it, cows and land and farm. This was very much needed. So these are things that we can learn from Prithu Maharaj. Then incarnation specially came for agriculture, and which we are not giving so much importance actually. we're not giving so much importance to this in our society. Something is happening. Something is happening. How much it is to Pritu's Maharaj standard, how much it is to what Krishna wanted, we don't know. But some things are happening. We pray that we get the mercy of Krishna, the Vaishnavas, that we can one day come to a certain standard by which everything that we offer to Krishna is of the standard that is to be. I will stop here. Are there any comments from the devotees? Feeling a little bit weak also. What's the time now? Oh, 9:15. Okay. So sorry to take extra time. Are there any comments, please? Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. So Prabhu is saying that Brahminical culture is coming from time immemorial. How come there is Dharma Glani, But I think that even though it's a Brahminical culture is time immemorial, but the other three societies are also there. The other culture is also there. So these other cultures can cause this havoc. Uh-huh. Yeah. It is the opportunity, it's my humble opinion, that the opportunity is given for us to follow the Dharma, to follow the orders of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and to go back. The choice is given. And if one wants to be in illusion as free for all, that is also given. For him to remain here, and remain here, and remain here. Just like when Srila Prabhupada asked this question about this person, he said, what if everybody follows Krishna consciousness? Then there won't be anybody in the planet. So Prabhupada said, don't worry, there'll be fools like you who will always be here to keep it going. So, like that is always there. The ones who are going, yeah. Yeah. Yes, that's true. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You mean after chanting 24 hours, you don't see? Yes. Yes. The process itself is so nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Peace. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. Hmm. Yes. Mhm. Uh-huh. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Not sure. Uh-huh. Yeah. The holy name continues. That's the 24 hours. The holy name continues. Everything can get lost, but the holy name is not lost. So when you can always chant, you know. Yeah, you can chant continuously, chant, you know. Like so, that is what finally I think we take shelter of. This nice power of the holy name, which I always think that Ravi Shankar, you know, he has this sitar. So Harrison once he said, "Why don't you come? We have this big festival. You can come and play there." So Ravi Shankar, he wasn't very clear, and Harrison sort of forced him. Then okay, they went. So they sat on this stage, and Ravi Shankar was closed his eyes and very immersed in his ragas, and he was playing. Then when he opened his eyes, there was smoke all over. There was smoke. Then he asked Harrison, "What is this?" These guys are smoking drugs, you know. Then Ravi Shankar was very insulted. He said, I'm insulted. He said, my music is itself intoxicating. How these guys are taking drugs, and it's an insult for me. I won't come back to this Woodstock, this sort of thing. Now you see Srila Prabhupada, he also went, he chanted, but he didn't have these ragas like his sitar and all. He just had some small bongo type of a drum, you know, some very small. Up to now, that is the best Hare Krishna I always like to hear. Tung, 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 and he's chanting Hare Krishna. And all these people were smoking, no more smoke. You know, when Prabhupada chanted, we see that they gave up that smoking. So the holy name Prabhupada's chanting, Ravi Shankar, so much it, right? And then these people are smoking, they are not much. But Prabhupada's chanting of Hare Krishna, these people gave up smoking, gave up everything, and then they took up Krishna consciousness. Pardon? Yeah, and spread so well. So there were the holy name, the 24 hours is going on. Whatever yoga, whatever place, whatever dump, you can find a Hare Krishna Mahamantra somewhere. So that is the final conclusion. Yes. Yes. That will, yeah. Exactly. Hare Krishna. Thank you all so much. Srila Prabhupada ki.